there.
Yeah, a lot of questions, a lot of topics. Let's go through some of them now and join David Coburn, a member of the European Parliament for the UK Independence Party. You're welcome to the programme, David. Yeah, the main topic from this end, anyway, was Putin's announcement to run as an independent in Russia ahead of next year's election. What's been the reaction that you've seen maybe in Britain's political circles and in your party as well?
Oh, well, my party, we're not as paranoid about Mr. Putin as seemingly other people in the United Kingdom, especially the establishment. They seem to be very concerned about this. But quite frankly, I think stability is what we want to see in Russia. We don't want to see instability, and we want to see a continuation of the norm as it is at the moment. I don't think we want to see disruption in the way Russia is run. And if you look at Mr. Putin answering questions for 4 hours, well, he may not be a Democrat, and he may be not my cup of tea or my party's cup of tea, but the thing is, at least he keeps people, keeps the country running sanely, and he is willing to answer questions for 4 hours from world media. I mean, that is quite a tour de force. I mean, that's worthy of Nigel Farage. I mean, a man who can sit there and be grilled by the world's press, and that shows a degree of openness we've never seen in Russia before. It's good. And I think he has been very open to what he said, and he seems very experienced in the job, and I don't see anybody who's there really to replace him with the experience that he's got. One
of the topics was involving relations with Donald Trump. We can actually just take a listen to how Vladimir Putin responded to a question put by an American journalist about the allegations of collusion between Team Trump and Russia.
How would you explain to Americans the sheer number of contacts between the Trump campaign and your government?
It was all made up by the people in opposition to Trump in order to add a sense of illegitimacy to his work. I can honestly say I find it strange. It was made to almost appear like they had no knowledge this would damage the country's domestic politics and deplete the ability of the elected head of state. It means that they do not respect the voters who cast their ballots in Trump's favor. Our ambassador was accused of meetings with someone, but meetings are worldwide practice. Someone saw something in it that is beyond all reasoning. Why does it have to look like some kind of spy mania?
Yeah, Vladimir Putin very direct with his answer to that. Your thoughts on his point that Trump's opponents use the allegations to hinder and influence Trump's foreign policy decisions in particular?
Well, quite frankly, I think Mr. Putin sounded to be very frank on that point and quite sensible. There has been absolute mania in America, mainly because the old establishment absolutely hate Donald Trump, and they'll do anything to get rid of him, and they'll make up anything at all. I mean, I'm sure the next thing they'll be making up, he was in league with the Martians. It used to be in the 1950s, they used to have manias about Martians and communists and God knows all what. Well, that seems to be coming back in the States among the liberal elite who were removed from power by the American people, who are sick and tired of the way we're doing things. And I mean, if President Trump has had meetings or there's been some sort of discussions, I do always, I think it's got to be expected that an incoming president or someone who will be an incoming president may have had discussions, obviously, on world issues with many sort of people from abroad. And it's to be expected. In America, after 4 years, you come off the running board. You're supposed to be immediately become president of the United States and start running the world. Well, that's not too easy. You've got to find out who's thinking what, who can I do business with. And what I've seen since Trump became president, and the relationship between Russia and the United States has improved. I mean, Putin and Trump speak to each other. Well, that's good. Surely jaw, as Mr. Churchill said, is better than war. So what's wrong in that? It's a paranoia among the liberal elite who can't stand the fact they're being beaten. They just don't like it. Well, bad luck. Sometimes that happens.
David Coburn, member of the European Parliament for the United Kingdom Independence Party. Thank you.